I just came out from bath. You can see my hair looks good. Normally I grew up my hair Justin Bieber type of haircut. For 23 years of my life I cut my hair very short. It's just buzz cut, and now it just grows all together, which kind of nice. I like this hair. Why do I share this kind of thing? Because it's my passion to share about my life, which is today's topic: finding the right people. Firstly, I want to talk about family. Childhood especially, it has a lot of impact on our life because we observe things very fast, right? Unconsciously as well, and we follow what people do, right? From religion to tradition to culture, and it just ingrains in us in an early age. And it's funny, right? We are taught to believe and to follow certain things, but without knowing the reason why we do what we do. If you question things, you might just get meow. Basically, you get lectured or get scolded for asking too much question. If we keep continuously doing these things, right, without having to think for ourselves, eventually when we are older, very blindly, unaware, unconsciously continue following everything others tells us. Why does it matter we find the right people? In nature, there are things that we will shift over the years, right? Our belief, our decision making and all that. But there's also things that rooted deep within us, the core, man. Teen reach like 14, people call it a rebellious age. The parent will have a hard time, they struggle, like how do I deal with my children, how do I control them, how do I make them listen. It's very easy to fall into this trap. We are older, we are wiser, we have more experience, and yet we do not acknowledge that the experience that we have will only be uniquely for us. Everyone is bound to have different experience, and the best we can do is to give support and to listen. The hard part about family is people have this idea where they should control and authorize their children. The environment that you grow up at and you continuously growing, it's very important to form your own judgment and worldview, your view about the world and the view about yourself. Growing up as well, my eldest brother, from time to time, he would say, colleague, co-worker are not your friends. Gradually, I understand more because the main goal to work is to get money, right? I think the idea is that if we focus on relationship, that means we're gonna focus on emotions and consideration and all that. It's gonna have a hard time to finish achieving what the task must be done. So that's why people would rather be distant. The so-called this world is cruel and cold. The world is not cruel or cold in its own way. The world is just as it is. Again, our worldview is influenced by how our experience, right? And how do we know if we're gonna have the right people, right? It's only through observation, conversation, and connection, right? I personally am a sensitive person. I like to talk about life, talk about philosophy. I like to focus on emotional and spiritual well-being. In the environment that I grew up at, people tend to focus on money, succession, and possession. Not until I have discovered the internet. People have different idea, and I see their comment, their sharing, and I just feel more related. And even on Discord, sometimes the public server as well, you might just meet a few people that you can exchange thoughts and exchange your life story. So throughout my life, I would call people friends, right? More friends, the better, right? Nah, actually. A lot of people that I consider friends, they don't really have a meaning. We sort of just keep this name. I doubt that we will ever have any connection anymore. That's why I stopped following so many people, 900 or something, and then down to below 50. It clutters my mind because I feel like, all these friend lists, who are really my friends, really, and who are still my friend. And interesting enough, I have kept some of the people on my list that we only interact once in our life. And it's really about how I feel about them, the impression that they left for me. There was a guy that I met once on Omegle. Most of the people just kind of use that website as like a dating. This guy called Michael, the longest conversation so far, and then we just follow each other on Instagram, and I'm still following him, right? Even though we only have like a less than 2 hour conversation. I don't know what really consider a friendship, to be fair. Is it just more than a feeling that someone gives you? And I start to question these things because for a long time I thought friendship, I must have this going through hellfire type of friendship, then only is considered friendship. But I realized not many people can do that. It made me realize maybe not everyone is going to have the same frequency as you. It's not your problem when people cannot match your frequency. Your sharing cannot be received by the 10 people in a group. I hate this idea where if 10 people doesn't like you, that means it's your problem. No, it's not like that. Because we have yet to meet more people around the world. It's important to sort of hold on to this thought that everything that I've seen, that I've heard, that I've known is not everything. My judgment towards myself, how I view myself over the years, I notice it is very, very depending on the culture, the environment, like family and friends as well. When people judge or ignore or dismiss how I feel or my perspective and all that, it means something is wrong with me. I was like, everyone is the same, then why am I the odd one out? I gave myself this label that I am a weird fuck and no one would like me, and if people likes me, they treat me nicely, I feel flattered. I feel like, oh shit man, do I even deserve this type of care and love? But I do in fact deserve love from myself because it's an act for self. It's the only thing that I can do for myself, right? And I don't want to be like, oh, I just need self, I don't need everybody. I do need people. I do have longing. I do have desire. Throughout all these things, I learned that I have my own unique journey, unique personality and characteristic, and I should not look down or downplay myself just because of other people. I don't like the idea of, oh, it's their problem, man, fuck them. I talked to a guy that was born from Sweden. We met at a motorcycle learning place, so I initiate the conversation. Someone that doesn't have the same stereotypical impression like the ones that I have engaged with. And I think that opens my eyes to the possibility. How easy some people just be like, oh, women, they just want this or that. And then they only been with like 2 women in their life before. Or they only met 100 women in general, and then they just had this idea where everyone is the same, man. It's easy to think this way because the gray area, man, it's complicated, it's complex, and humans are dramatic in nature. We do sometimes, a lot of times, exaggerated things to fit in our narrative, right? That dramatic, it is okay. It's part of human nature, I believe, to express how we feel deeply, and we don't need to always go through every shades of gray. Sometimes we just need to embrace the yin yang. Humans are messy, man. You just can't be perfect. It's just how it is, because who make the idea of perfection is just a lot of time comes down to majority agreement, which is very dangerous. If you just follow everything but the majority says, you are bound to be blind without thinking carefully for yourself. It's safe, but it's never real, never aligned to you. I love sharing, man. I'm gonna lie. I know it's long sometimes. I keep looking at the time, it's like 26 minutes. But I do enjoy sharing. That's why even if I don't have much connection or viewer or comments and all that, I still continue be myself because it matters to me. So thank you. Can you hear the background noises is fucking loud, man? But I guess it is what it is.